Hello you guys, welcome back. I have been sick with the flu, not COVID, I don't think. All the tests I've done came back negative, and I wasn't that sick, but I was, if that makes sense. Anyway, that's beside the point. As you can hear, I'm still a little congested. About once or twice a year I get like sick like this, so. Anyway, we're gonna get right on into it. I've had a nice time off, a little over a week. But yeah, we're gonna do Divine Feminine, Divine Masculine update. Don't worry if you guys don't resonate with the twin flame journey. If you're single, you haven't met a divine counterpart or anything like that, you can still tune into this because we look at the separate energies too. So something may apply for you, whether you sort of resonate with the divine feminine archetype or divine masculine archetype, no matter what it is, okay? I've been really guided to sort of just upload videos instead of labeling them as twin flame videos. So if it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, then don't worry. But I hope that there is something here for you. Hopefully, my intention is if you've been guided here to this video, regardless of if you're a subscriber or not, then there will be something in here for you, okay? Although if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe and follow my Instagram, okay? All right, we're gonna use the Animal Spirit, the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck, and we're gonna just see what the respective energies are today. So let's see what is the energy that the divine feminines are in today. Cobra. Okay, nice. Okay, let's see. I don't use this deck often enough, so hence why I'm needing to use the book. Okay, excuse me. So it says, the keywords for this card: pausing, waiting, the inner teacher. The cobra represents a teacher or spiritual guardian. The cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. The essence of the cobra is found deep within us in the form of the inner teacher and manifests externally in those special guides who have led us along our path. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. When in balance, a student of life and humble and wise, and when out of balance, know-it-all and egocentric. So to bring into balance, taking a class or study. I'm really getting from this energy too, though, it's more like, doing something new, doing something that the divine feminine, that you wouldn't usually do. There may be an opportunity coming towards you to do something like that. So we will do the divine masculine energies too, but first I just want to do it one at a time. And just sort of like tune into the divine feminine energy. We're going to use the Tarot of Sexual Magic. I bought this, but I bought all those decks, you guys remember, when I did the huge, why is that doing that? There we go. And I don't use it nearly enough, so I hope I don't get demonetized for this. Not that I am monetized yet. But I really love it, and I'm really connecting with this sexual energy lately as a divine feminine. And that tells me, right? That tells me that there is some newness, some creative energy, some passion, and not just sexual passion, right? But just that root and sacral energy. Oh, we've got one that's just flipped out, and what is it? 3 of Swords. Okay. Interesting. So, oh my goodness, what have we done? It's moving. Okay, there we go. So, this 3 of Swords, and when I'm connecting to this, right, something's haunting the divine feminines, whether we realize it or not. And I feel like it comes and goes. It comes and goes in waves. Lewis. And there's something haunting the Divine Feminines, and it's in regards to this waiting energy. Let's just take a second to just get centered. If you're watching this right now, just do this with me just for a sec. We're going to take a deep breath in and out, with the intention to just reground and get centered again. And out. Again, one more time. Beautiful. So, as I'm connecting to this card, I really am feeling like when it comes to pleasure, and not just sexual pleasure, just pleasure in general, right? Because it's all the same energy. It just is expressed and it flows all in different ways, but it's the same core thing. There's something to do with the mother here. Especially because on this card, you can see this woman in the background, right? She's watching. It's like ever waiting, ever present. And the recycling bin guy is coming, so don't worry about that. There's something about there's a mother wound that's haunting the Divine Feminines, and I feel like this is all coming up. Just to share from personal experience, on the weekend, on Saturday night, we went over to my dad's house and we just had a couple drinks, and we're just hanging out and talking, and some more things were uncovered from their relationship and like our past, and the things that me and my sister had been told about our childhood and our dad, and just some truths were revealed, and we really just were realizing how I love my mum, but how much of a mother wound we have, and how much abuse we suffered from her, and that we will continue to suffer that abuse. We will continue to, yes, so long as we continue to have hope that she will ever change. We have this understanding that her tendencies are born of her own trauma, but my sister and I have made a pact that that wounding and that abuse stops with us. So it just sort of hit me when I got home, and I very much am able to detach, very much able to detach from, you know, the disappointment or, you know, whatever it is that I experience from my mum. I haven't seen her in over a year since I moved out, really. And I think I realized that it's not that time keeps getting away and I haven't had a chance to go and visit her. It's that that's true, but I also have been avoiding her. And, you know, it's a sad reality, but it's a coping mechanism that I have had to enforce in order to protect myself and protect myself from the inevitability of the way that she is. And over the weekend, I've really realized that there is this wounding that is still here surrounding that, and that sort of seems to plague me around when it comes to what's next for me and where I want to go and where I'm headed and why I haven't been able to get there. It's because of this wounding. And I still don't know what the direction is to go with that, although I do know that taking accountability and even sharing this with you guys right now not only will it open your guys' mind and heart and eyes up to maybe a similar circumstance that's happening with you, whether it's a mother wound or father wound, or, you know, whether it's the same thing or different. There's something here that lurks, And because we are so detached from it, we may not realize its impact is still very much here. And getting away from it, removing yourself from the situation, limiting contact and things like that, doesn't always, the trauma is still there. With the Two of Pentacles here, there's a flexibility that we are willing to do. We are in this flexible period right now where we're like, okay, whatever comes up, I'm willing to go with it, and I'm willing to be flexible with it. Because why? We are in this Cobra state. We are in this teachable state, this malleable state, where we are somewhat aware of the influence that our past has and still has that we weren't really aware of. But we're taking accountability for that and going, okay, well, I don't want this to hinder me anymore. I'm not going to sit there and blame it. I can hold that, I can give that accountability, but I can also hold accountability for how I choose to continue to maneuver from here on out, and how that has played a part in keeping ourselves small, keeping ourselves seemingly safe, not having to face anything that gives that trauma a chance to rear its ugly head. And that could look like many things. That could look like, not embarking on certain goals, not doing certain things, or going, I'll deal with that later. Because it doesn't feel like the right time to face it. And that may well be true, but I feel like now we're getting to that point where it's like, okay, the universe is like, or our spirit team, or our higher self, or even our twin in some situations are sort of pushing us to get to that point where we're like, okay, things are going to start coming up, more truths are going to start to be revealed, and it's time to move. It's time to get going. It's time to get moving, because why? This 10 of Pentacles is coming. This abundance is here. This, our life purpose is waiting for us. But also I feel like those of you who are connecting with this message right now, there is this, we know that we are destined for great things, and we know that we are destined to live a life of wealth, of luxury, of privilege, right? We just have this inkling, this knowing that the life that we dream about is meant for us. We are meant to experience what it is that we desire in our lives. 3 of Cups, yeah, which is about enjoyment. It's about the pleasure. So this is definitely, and this comes to, so the mother wound here is, the divine feminine. It's the distorted feminine that we are working through here on a deeper level. And I feel like this is why I had to have that week off too, because I have, again, trauma and wounding around being sick, or having time off, or taking, not working, or not constantly being in my masculine energy and go. I've had to really just look, 10 of Swords, I've had to really just let that go and shed that old armor, and approach what comes next and the way I do things next with curiosity, and going, okay, well, even if it feels uncomfortable at first, I trust that, I'm being forced to sit the F down, essentially. It's like, sit the fuck down, because, you need to rest. And I think that's why I got sick, because it didn't make sense to me. I was like, I haven't been around anyone that's been remotely unwell or anything like that. Like, I don't go anywhere. I stay home. Like, I work from home. So it's like, it was very obvious to me that the universe was like, okay, time to stop. So this is about us being able to access the 10 of Swords, just popped out again. This is about us being, excuse me, being able to access our joy, being able to access our pleasure, our sense of pleasure. And to be honest, I started feeling obviously better end of last week. Had a wonderful time with my dad's on Saturday, and then yesterday, it was my neighbor's birthday, and we get along really great with our neighbors. So we spent the whole day yesterday over there celebrating, having some drinks, spending time socializing, and I don't usually do that. And I had such a great time. My sister came, we just had a really, really great time. So it's about, you know, the beliefs of you can experience joy and you should experience joy even when you've done nothing all week, even when you haven't done anything to earn that. It's not about earning anything. And I just think, yeah, it's really, that's what we've been really working on. And this is helping to release the blocks to abundance. And it's really interesting that this is coming up because it's my mum's birthday today. So the fact that I'm really doing the work on distorted feminine energy. What is this? Queen of Swords. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So my mum's energy there. But it's also about, summer solstice is tomorrow. Or winter solstice here. Any bitterness or anything that may be holding us back, resentment. And for a lot of us, it's generational. So it's undoing and removing and severing and separating. They're giving me the Five of Swords card in the Wild Unknown deck. You guys might know what that looks like if you have it. Five of Swords. It's the imagery that's important. Wild Unknown Tarot. So it looks like this. And it's about severing that cord, right? The separation and the severing. This way, I think it is. Yeah. Severing that worm. And it's severing the ties that the generational wounding has. And I'm just getting a download. It's something too like, I'm the one to break that. Me and my sister are the ones to break that. But also, my mum was the last one in that line, my maternal line, to carry all of that generational trauma. And she was the last one to really experience and have to live and embody that, which is, I almost can't help but have compassion for, because when you think of it, right, from a spiritual sense, obviously, it's really that, in a sense, we're both taking one for the team there, because like, I can't imagine in the spiritual realm going, yeah, I'm going to ruin everyone's life in my family. And I'm going to be the one that literally harbors all of the generational wounding. And I'm going to be that wounding. And I'm going to force my children to face that. I'm going to make their lives hell. I'm going to cause so much trouble and so much trauma in their lives. Like, to be the one to stick your hand up and go, yeah, I'm going to do that. That's a tough gig. Just as tough as it is. It's like, okay, they're giving me like, when you see like, you know, in movies when like someone's about to die and they're like, the person that they love or their friend or their family members, like, and the person that's dying, like, just shoot me, just please get it over with. It has to be you. You have to be the one to do it. It's like that. Being the one to shoot the person you love, shoot the family member, to put them out of their misery. It's like that. It's like that. I don't think I could ever do it. You know what I mean? So, you know, and obviously that's a higher knowing and a higher understanding. But, you know, we wouldn't be able to get rid of that and cut and sever that generational curse or the generational trauma without the person to be the last one to inflict it. Eight of Wands here. Things are about to start climbing and building. What's this? Page of Wands, Knave. Yeah. I think it's a page. I think it's, yeah, page. Knave is a page. Page of Wands, yeah. There's, again, this idea is coming up again. Or it's that spark again. Okay, so it re-sparks and reignites that passion, that creativity, that divine femininity in a fresh and new way. Seven of Wands, yeah, beautiful. So it's like having the, actually having the means and the capability to do so. So what's next for the Divine Feminines today, other than this? Eight of Swords. Again, getting free. Getting free again. There's something about the god Pan. This reminds me in the background here. This reminds me of the god Pan. Some of you guys who are in twin flame connections that are in communication with their twin flame, there could be sexual union here, which helps kickstart or helps reignite this. So I feel like I want to ask, what comes next for the Divine Feminines when it comes to breaking this generational mother wound, or the wounding and the generational wounding on the maternal line? Which is interesting because even if you don't have a relationship with your mother, if you're adopted or whatever, you still have that in your DNA. So regardless of what you know about the generational wounding, that you still have that generational wounding. The Chariot, okay, beautiful. So things really are moving forward. Things are moving forward successfully, which is beautiful. King of Cups. Your Divine Masculine is going to be very receptive to you energetically this week, okay? The Knave of Pentacles, so the Page of Pentacles. There's a lot of teaching going on here. When you look at these two cards, right, you see the masculine entity here, the masculine energy, as more of like a guiding and a, yeah, I guess that's what you could say, a guiding, well, it's 12-12. The masculine here is got his hand on the feminine's head as more of like a guiding, like protecting, I'm here, reassuring energy, and here it's guiding the feminine to drink. So from that symbology, obviously this is sexual, but I really see this as like the masculine is energetically, at the very least, guiding the feminine today with this, but also this week. I feel like this is really the energy of this week. And I feel like that I was guided to use this deck because it's you know, a lot of nakedness, a lot of intimacy. It's a very intimate deck, and I feel like this is, we're really getting in touch with our own intimacy this week. And this is a very intimate subject that we're channeling here. What is this? The Wheel. Okay, yeah. So this just gives me Divine Feminine vibes. There's 3 feminines there, and they're all sort of like, what's going on? What's this? Oh, okay. Freaked me out. I thought someone was trying to hack my account. Yeah, there's 6 of Cups and the 9 of Cups. So things start to move, and be receptive. And I feel like you will be Divine Feminine, because as you're dealing with this generational stuff, you're automatically sitting in your divine sovereignty, your divine femininity, right? That energy, which then allows things to take place. It allows the movement to happen, okay? And as you do this, you bring your wishes to you, because you're making room for them. So while I don't know, you know, they haven't told me specifically how this is happening, I think our masculine, you know, or a masculine energy has something to do with this energetically guiding, okay? And for some of you, that could be like your father, right? Like for me, it could be, you know, obviously my masculine, I have a Divine Masculine, but it definitely could be like a father energy or a grandfather on the opposite line, or even someone on the maternal line. It doesn't really matter. It's going to be different for everyone, and no situation is, you know, traditionally the same or anything like that. So whatever it is, just know that energetically you're receiving help from a masculine figure, which is sort of alleviating that masculine, I guess, the need for you to be in your masculinity this week, okay? All right, let's just go over the Divine Masculines. Sorry, I know I always take long with the Divine Feminines, but it's because I am a divine feminine, and I know that I connect with a lot of divine feminines, and a lot of divine feminines watch my videos. So I just want to make sure that I'm getting through everything. And when we look at the divine masculines, sure, there might be divine masculines on here, but I think I just have more divine feminines. And when we look at the divine masculines, it's just to see what's going on with them, not necessarily speaking to divine masculines. Although I always try to sort of address the divine masculines just in case. All right. Thank you, divine creator. Let's see what energy the divine masculines are in today. Too many. Dragon. Oh, all seeing, all knowing. We've got this. It's a spirit card. One sec. Let me just quickly reply to this message. It's important. One sec. Sorry, guys. Okay. My cousin just sent me a message. I think I predicted something. She's pregnant. They booked her in to be induced based off the wrong due date. So now it's a week earlier. So the weekend before the 28th of July or the weekend before the week they'll get back to me. I had a dream, not last night, night before, that my pregnant cousin was having her baby earlier. Which, when is the next full moon? Because there was a full moon in the dream. Let's see, when's the next full moon? So, we just had one. So, oh, okay, so the new moon is on the 29th. Yeah, and the next new moon will be the 15th of July. Wow, okay, so wait, when was it? 28th of July or the weekend before that. Oh my God. 15th of July would be the weekend before. The 14th of July, maybe. I don't know, I'm confused. Anyway, that's cool. All right, so the dragon. Sorry, guys. Seeing one's most true self, balancing the ego. Wow, okay, love this for them. It says, the dragon sees everything. Its essence has been with us since before our first breath and will be there at our last. It watches us navigate the external world as well as our inner world. When dragon energy is awakened, we are courageous, visionary, and can easily drop into witness consciousness. It is almost as if we are traveling with a great friend inside of ourselves. When we look in the mirror, deep into our eyes, we may even glimpse the self behind the self, the one who is watching us. This is the power of the dragon breathing transformative fire into every cell of our bodies. Witnessing this omnipotent energy, even for a brief moment, helps us surrender and let go. We let the dragon guide us. We hop on its back for a ride, and as we traverse even the most difficult terrain, the dragon's eyes see the beauty everywhere. It is said that if a yogi does not see beauty in the world, their Agni, I hope I'm saying that right, is dim. Agni is described as inner fire. Wow, look at this beautiful. This is they're realizing their own flame. They're realizing themselves, recognizing themselves as a twin flame, as a flame, right? Or sacred intelligence. Maybe even just the mention of the dragon stir the embers of intelligence within you. And it's the third chakra, which is the solar plexus. Wow, okay, beautiful. Let's take a look.
It's 12:19 p.m. And by the way, if you're ever feeling curious about other ways I can help, just ask, what can you do?
Thanks, Star. Didn't ask that. Guys, just skip ahead. Sorry, I just really have to. It's the real estate. One sec. Okay, now we're going to use the Wandering Star Tarot. See what's going on for the Divine Masculines today. Jeez. Okay. The Empress. Okay, so they are... Okay, so this is abundance. This is... What did I say? This is abundance. This is harmony. It's the divine femininity, okay, and strength. Courage, control, taming their divine feminine. I feel like they have some sort of insight this today. Yeah, look at this, the Devil. These are all major arcana, and they've got the spirit card here, which is like huge, like really big energy. They have some sort of insight. They have some sort of insight that the divine, and this is what I was meaning with the divine masculines helping the feminines in some sort of way when it comes, like energetically. They have something which allows the feminines to get into their feminine energy and out of their masculine energy. And allows the masculines to step into theirs too. 5 of Pentacles. It's almost like there's an opportunity coming today and this week that the divine masculines, whether they're connected to their feminines, like, you know, talking to the feminines or not, whatever it is that comes up for them, it's an opportunity which allows them to not only realize their sacred fire, right, their sovereignty, their divinity, but it also allows them to help the feminine out of struggle, out of hardship. In what way, Spirit? Oh, God. Okay, Temperance and the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is coming up for the divine feminines. Temperance is healing and guidance. What did I say? Okay, the divine masculines are guiding the feminines this week. In some way, the divine masculines are guiding the feminines. And it's allowing the feminines to, first of all, this card is absolutely beautiful. It's helping the feminines with endings and closure. Look, it says endings, final and closure. But also getting out of releasing that victim, not that we have been in victim mode, but there may have been a tendency to like feel like the victim in a situation, but it's accepting that victimhood, but no longer identifying with it. But okay, I grabbed it like that, I don't know why. Ace of Cups, new beginnings, okay? So there's going to be a new beginning within the connection, either energetically or on the 3D physical plane, but also in the divine feminine's life and the divine masculine's life. So in whatever way they're helping the feminine this week, and today specifically, the Hierophant, the feminine's got the Hierophant too, and this says ritual, ceremony, tradition, and structure, knowledge, wisdom, and teacher. So again, the divine masculines are able to step up and act as some sort of teacher, guide, and guide the feminine. So if you're a divine feminine that whether you have met your masculine, you know about them or not, and you know whether you're like me in a relationship with your masculine, whatever your situation, right? Everyone's is literally going to be different. Your masculine is guiding you energetically some way. So they may not necessarily guide, they may be like guiding you spiritually, energetically, is what I'm trying to say. They may not actually be guiding you. They could, but for a lot of us, majority of us, it's going to be they're guiding us energetically and spiritually. And look at this, good news communication, that's what it says. So this is the Page of Wands, which is that idea, that spark is coming back, which is interesting because this was talking about that sacred fire and that spark here. Where is it? The Divine Masculines have that. Inner fire, sacred intelligence. The Divine Masculines have it, and this is what they're able to help the Divine Feminines with today. And for the rest of this week, but it's happening today, whenever you're seeing this. The Hermit, healing, solitude, and inner work. So there's some sort of inner work that they've done that maybe they don't realize as consciously being inner work and healing, but it is a form of inner work that they are able to help their feminine with. So some of them are doing some sort of inner work today, and we know that whatever we do for them translates. Whatever we do for us translates to them, and whatever they do for them translates to us. So it benefits both of us. The Magician, power, action, skill, power, action. Again, it just repeats it sometimes. So yeah, and this is self-mastery. The Magician is also about self-mastery. It's about manifestation. So there's some sort of manifestation. Interesting thing, right? I've been looking for different ways of, while I make the transition from doing personal readings to going, full-time on social media, which I've been you guys know I've been working on building my social media, and thank you to all of you who have been supporting me through that. I've been lucky enough to rely on my savings, because that's what savings are for. But it's getting to that point now where I need to start thinking, okay, well, where am I getting my next source of income from? So I started booking gigs again. So I've got a gig this Sunday coming. And randomly my neighbor just messaged me and was like, oh, by the way, I don't know if it's your thing, but I have my own cleaning business, and if you ever want some work or some extra money, extra income, like I'd be happy to have you work with me. I've never done like cleaning before. I've never done cleaning. It's, something I've never, I've always been told, this is interesting, I've always been told that, by my mum, I'm lazy and I'm a slob, and, I'm too lazy to do anything like anything that requires effort or doing things, like perfection, like making things look nice. So it's, in the back of my mind that I can't do something like that, or that it'll be too hard, or I'll hate it, or I'm too lazy and I'll let her down. And so I was really reluctant to accept that. But because it came to me so randomly, that opportunity, I thought, okay, this is obviously the universe bringing me this opportunity for whatever reason, whether it's for inspiration, hope, or faith, whether it's to learn that, I can do that, which is interesting because when I moved down into this place, I keep this place beautiful. I keep this place clean. So, it's that in the back of my mind of what my mum used to say to me, or, the things that, because I even messaged my partner saying, I told him, and he goes, oh my God, what? I'm so proud of you. Don't be scared. And I was like, do you think I can handle it? Me needing, why would I need that? And the reason why I brought this up is because my Divine Masculine has done cleaning work in the past. His mum and his stepdad, both cleaners, and he has worked with them before, and he's worked with friends that have businesses that are cleaning. So it's like he's done that, and this is that guidance, right? How interesting is that? I didn't even just make that connection, but things like that, there's some sort of way, there's something that the masculines have done that they are going to be able to guide the feminines with, either energetically or spiritually, or on a practical level like that. Okay, so little things like that. And the reason that this is obviously this is not what I'm going to be doing, but it's going to pay the bills, and it's something that I can just go and do and not have to worry about. Do you know what I mean? While I'm doing this, and while I'm building this, and while I'm focusing on you guys and this channel, until I can get some sort of, stability from that, which I think is a beautiful thing, and I'm grateful to the universe for bringing that to me. It's nothing scary because it's my neighbor, her business. She understands me, and she, we're good friends. So it's pretty cruisy in the sense that it's not scary and daunting, like I'm meeting a new boss and things like that. which is important for me as an autistic woman. The Lovers, love, harmony, union. There's some sort of like, this is bringing closer to union, but also it brings you guys closer and it gives you something to bond over to in a certain way. It's way too many there. Let's get some oracle cards. Okay, I don't know which ones. Which ones do you want me to get, Spirit? Okay, let's do the Sacred Cycles and the Kipper deck. Beautiful. So, I'm just going to pop those away. So that's really interesting that the Divine Masculines are helping guide the Divine Feminines this week. I love that. Absolutely love that. Okay. Beautiful. Sacred Cycles deck. This is beautiful. Why does this keep doing that? Beautiful, beautiful deck. And it is new to me, so I will need the guidebook, but that's okay. All right, what do we have? The Fall, okay. Beautiful, so we've just come out of, we're in winter now because we don't, in Australia, we go by the months. I don't know what they call it, metric or meteorological seasons or something like that. And I didn't realize that. Everywhere else it goes with the solstices, which is interesting. But we've already been in winter from the beginning of June. 1st of June is winter for us. Okay, I am divinely supported. The days get shorter and the sun's vibrancy begins to wane as fall sets in. Fall brings you the reminder that life cannot continuously exist in summertime's high-octane energy. Eventually, it must give way to a dip, a downturn, a gentle beckoning to lower the volume just a tad. Fall asks you to be discerning. It is a season marked with taking stock of resources, readying for the cold of winter, and a time to get clear about what is at hand. Make an honest assessment of your skills, available assets, your community, and people with helpful knowledge. Reach out to those who might be able to play a role in supporting you at this time. This morning is a beautiful representation and example of that and how it just came along and fell in my lap. This is a reminder that you have all the means, talent, and support available to you now, wherever you may need it. That's beautiful. That really is beautiful because, as you guys know, I'm worried about being able to do this. What if I can't hack it? Do you know what I mean? Because I've been told, like, can't hack a normal job, can't do this, can't do that. And whilst this is just for now, this is just a meantime thing, this is such proof that the universe will always provide as you're working towards your bigger goals, the universe will always provide for you in those in-between, in those awkward in-between stages. And that's where I'm at right now. You can breathe deeply, inhaling and exhaling with relief, knowing that you are divinely guided and supported. And a beautiful little journal prompt that says, where in my life could I use some support? Who or what can I call on for this? And for a lot of you, it's your Divine Masculine. Let me know down below what comes up for you where your Divine Masculine, even if you're not talking with them or something, you're like, this is really interesting. It's funny. This came up or this opportunity came to me. I've never done this before, but it's my masculine's expertise or something to do, that it has something to do, similarities with your masculine. It's going to be very interesting because even if you're not in communication with your masculine, right? And you're doing something that is more so they have knowledge on it, that you are the same. You share the same soul. So whatever knowledge they have, you have. Even if it's not conscious, it's embedded in your soul, right? Like a blueprint, like a memory. And this is a great example of this and how I will convince you of this, right? This is great too, because if I'm so worried about doing this cleaning, if George is so good at it, that means I have the means and the ability too. I'm a musician, I'm a singer, I'm very well versed, very experienced musically and vocally, and George has musical talents too that it's not his forte, but I've heard him sing. He's very musically minded, very we share a lot of the same views, and like he'll say something that I went to say, and I'm like, you know what you're talking about. He's just very knowledgeable in the things that I'm knowledgeable to. That, do you know what I mean? And I'm like, how do you know that? And he goes, I don't know, it just comes to me. I just know. I just know. So it's very interesting. Let me know if you share a similarity like that too, something like that with your masculine. So we've got wild one and menopause. So I'm going to read wild one first. I claim my full expression. The wild one is uninhibited, unencumbered, and weightless without the judgments and expectations of others anchoring her down. The mother wound. The chains that bind fall away, and freedom is fully expressed, or finally for some of us. Truth is the guiding star here, and it permeates every inch, moment, and action. With this internal compass, forward motion is propelled by a desire for authenticity and determination to claim what is most true and real. In a world that encourages sameness for safety at the expense of individuality, this is your sacred call to cast aside that narrative. Do so for the sake of your soul's path. The wild one asks you to choose freedom, a freedom found in being forthright and declaring who you are in the highest expression of yourself. Deep down, you may have this feeling that something has stayed locked inside you out of concern for what others may think or say should they find out about it. You have the key. You have the courage. You have the inner knowing of the ways your life will bloom and expand when this part of you is set free. So unlock the cage, release the chains, and welcome all of yourself to this experience of life. Beautiful. And a little journal prompt. What do I need to release in order to more fully embrace my truest self? And for a lot of us, it's like me, I think part of this is doing this, even though I don't necessarily want to, even though I wish that, you know, I didn't have to do in between jobs and things like that. I know that the reason it's coming up is not because that's how it goes, but because it's needed. I need to do this, and I need to experience this for myself, because still, and I wasn't even aware of this, still in the back of my mind, I've got my mum going like, you know, you won't do that, you'll take shortcuts, or, you know, you're a half a job, things like that. Just little stupid things like that I've grown up with my whole life that I need to be able to understand and prove to myself, no, this comes naturally. I'm naturally the opposite of what she thinks I am, or what she's always told me I am. Things like that might come up for you today or this week, Divine Feminines. And menopause, I'm rediscovering myself. Just as your entrance into the bleeding years is a profound and sacred time, so is this transition out of your menstrual era. The experience of perimenopause and menopause presents an opportunity to rediscover yourself and your place within the universe. You are at a milestone, a fork in the road, a doorway to infinite potential. Luckily, you are prepared for this. Let me tell you, whatever this is that's coming up for you, for me, it's something small and minute, but it's very scary and daunting on a first glance. Whatever is coming up for you, you are prepared for this. Hence why it's here. If you were not supposed to do this, if you didn't have it within you to do this, it wouldn't have come to you. You have amassed so much wisdom, and your heart knows exactly what to do next. Follow your desires. Now is the perfect time to integrate the lessons you've learned and set course for the next magnificent adventure. It's time to prioritize your needs and connection to source above all. And for some of you, it might be something like this, where you get an offer to do a little job or in between jobs while you're waiting for something else, your main manifestation to come to full fruition. It's not that you need to rely on this. It's that this is allowing you the space to welcome in what you're welcoming in, because that's keeping you safe. It's giving you that stability. And being able to accept that is what is going to be able to bring in your stability, bring in the stability around what it is you're trying to create. You're ready to release what no longer serves, reinvent yourself, and re-script your life. This is also a time to shift toward connecting with the grand cycles, especially the moon cycle, to synchronize with the cosmic ebbs and flows. What do I want the next chapter of my life to feel like? That's an interesting one, because usually we're asked the question, what do I want the next chapter of my life to look like? And you can still ask yourself that question, but rephrase it. What do I want this next chapter of my life to look and feel like? I'm going to leave it there, guys. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Instagram. It's just the exact same name as here. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.